All right. And we're back here on another edition of the NFC Beast, the best division in all of football. We got three teams in the playoffs currently, and we got one in the basement, but we got to talk about that a little bit later. So we got our guys in the building. What's going on, Sam?
How's it going, man? It's long time's coming. I feel like I haven't been on for a while. Super excited to speak with you guys again tonight.
Yeah, it's been a while as well. And I got Cool. What's going on, Cool?
What's going on, man? Glad to see you guys with us this week.
Definitely.
Yeah. Yeah, and once again we got a great show lined up for you tonight. We definitely going to get into pretty much the matchups in Super Wild Card Weekend, where we got two of our NFC East brethren in action this week, and then Sam and Cool, they gonna be like me tomorrow, sitting on the couch watching games, but they'll have a game next week compared to to the latter. But so we got the first game we're gonna talk about. We got the Giants versus the Vikings. That is going to be a 4:00 game tomorrow. So, Sam, what are your thoughts on this Super wild card matchup?
I personally think this is a very interesting matchup. The Vikings have been kind of, in my mind, hit or miss. I don't think they're really as dominant as their record shows. I personally think the Giants definitely could win this game, and I don't think that it's going to be a blowout on either side. It's probably going to be a close matchup, but I'm very interested to watch this game. I mean, with the Eagles not playing this week, I personally am very interested to see what the Giants do and what the Cowboys do this weekend. And I personally think the Giants might shock some people and come out with the win this weekend.
Yeah. Your thoughts, Cool?
Well, man, I definitely have to agree with what Sam has already said. I mean, you think about it, Kirk Cousins, prime time. We know that does not go well. Minnesota's a team that has had to fight through a lot of games that you would have expected a team that has done as well as them would not have to fight through. The running game, sometimes it works great, sometimes it doesn't. Justin Jefferson, while he probably should be an MVP candidate, there have been some corners that have pretty much locked him down. They don't seem to have another guy, even with Thielen, even with KJ Osborne, even with the tight end they picked up from the Lions. It just doesn't seem like they have a really consistent number two guy that you can always depend on, right? You'll have guys that may step up sometimes, but there's just not that other go-to option that I see right now. Running game, obviously questionable, because if they're not getting off in the pass game, Minnesota's definitely beatable. Turnovers are always an issue with Cousins when he's playing in prime time. So, without Hawkinson really showing up for them this week, without Osborne showing up, right, without Thielen being able to make plays, without Jefferson being able to make plays, they'd have to have everything go right, I think, offensively to really dominate this game. And then also defensively, we know they have some great individual players, but this defense has been nowhere near as good as it should have been all year. It just hasn't clicked somewhere somehow. So that's another thing you got to think about. Whereas with the Giants, as our guy Wise always talks about, Thibodeau is a name that always pops in my head, right? Because Wise really loves that guy, as well as a lot of the other, defensive players on the team. They play as a unit. They play together. That offense, while they're lacking weapons, Brian Dabble has been able to get the most out of the least this year. He squeezed that turnip dry, and it looks like a little bit more juice in there. I think somehow, some way, the Giants slow the game down. They make it a grind game. Saquon has a big game. Daniel, as Wise calls him, Daniel Nichols, goes out there and makes some plays with his legs, maybe with his arms. and I think the Giants are going to advance and come see us next week.
Yeah. And you know, obviously, and the beautiful thing about this matchup, this is obviously the rematch of the Christmas Eve game. And you look at it, if you like, and you know, and I know Wise probably can attest as well, where in that game, hey, you feel confident enough, hey, we lost, and we lost on a 61-yard field goal. So it's almost like, hey, what's the chance of that happening again? So I just look at, like you said, Giants are playing with house money. I mean, you just look at the fact, hey, they have, you know, they're not even supposed to be here. So, you know, coupled with that, and then I just definitely think, like you said, to your point, cool, where if Minnesota does have a chance, it's going to be Hawkinson, because obviously, you know, that's kind of been a Giants' soft spot as far as opposing tight end. So you look at that as a possible matchup with that, and then you talk about as far as, and you just look at just the simple fact of like Minnesota's defense in a sense where they've been getting torched as well. So it's kind of one of those where it's going to be definitely a different kind of style in a sense that they grew accustomed to. But I definitely think, and you know, like you said, Kirk Cousins in a mid-afternoon game compared to a 1 o'clock game, it's almost night and day in a sense. But I definitely think, you know, we talked about the pass rush of the Giants, Thibodeau, and those guys. So, like you said, I definitely think they have a legitimate shot. I definitely think that the Giants are actually going to win this game, like I said. And I think they're going to head down 95 and get a one-way ticket to Philly. So, perfect timing. Perfect timing.
Way ticket. I just play it.
Perfect timing. Well, I don't know. I don't want to put the cart before the horse, but I'm telling you,
right,
three times, three. It's hard to do this. Well, last
week,
one. Hey.
But last week don't really count though. Like last week, they don't really count.
Barely
beat the
practice squad.
That's what I'm saying. Last week don't really count for us.
Barely beat the practice squad. All right, buddy. That's what happened last week.
But guess what?
Last week, was
even if we lost that game, we would have still been in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Right. And I, like we said last week, what did I say? I don't trust the play caller. The play caller let us down again last week. You know what I'm saying? So hopefully in 2 weeks of preparation, we can get some sensible plays.
And this is the beauty of the NFC East right here, where, hey, we're creating matchups already, and we're talking trash already before even a game can even start. So, hey, the best division in all of football, hands down.
My only thing is everybody's picking the Giants, so I'm like a little nervous that everybody might just be celebrating a little bit too soon.
Well, as long as your locker room don't celebrate too soon, you'll be all right. You know
I think Dave was going to have them ready to play.
I believe so. He had the backups ready to play last week. Like he was just giving, you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Agreed.
Them boys was out there playing. They wasn't out there laying there. They was out there playing.
If I'm a Giants fan last week, I come away super encouraged by what I saw. And, like, if anything, that cements to Brian Daboll's case for Coach of the Year in my mind.
Yeah.
I mean, to run with one of the best teams in the league with a bunch of backups, that was impressive. No matter how you look at it. I mean, it was disappointing from an Eagles fan's perspective, but if I'm a Giants fan, yeah, I'm thrilled.
Here's a future Giants fan. Say hi.
Hi. Hi.
Okay, is that all you're going to say?
Hello.
Yeah, no, he can't hear you. I got the headphones on. He has no idea Pop-Up is doing a live show.
Of course. Yeah, he ain't worried about that right now.
Oh, no, he comes. He runs. Chill. He runs this. He runs me. So he comes in here.
That's the best part about kids, man.
You say it so calmly, man. That's what makes it amazing. He's just like, he runs me. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
He's come to terms with it for sure.
Yeah.
I've had a couple of episodes where I'm in the middle of an interview and he sees the bright light under my desk and he'll just go press the switch and everything just goes black. It's him. It's him. He is the culprit right here. What are you doing? Stop.
That's kind of funny.
It's hilarious. But yeah, man, I think the Giants a great chance to win, man. There are
yes,
they just have that defense. And the Vikings, man, it's just shaky, man. Because if your quarterback is shaky, everybody's shaky.
Yep.
And that's the thing with them, man. Like you were just saying, Sam, they had the backups out there playing. And I was very discouraged watching that game. But I also said to myself, this is exactly what I was talking about with Wise. Like, even if the backups play, the play calling got to be better. And it was not. It was horrible. It was, you basically took Jalen Hurts and said, you're just going to do everything that we asked Minshew to do. And while Hurts was able to do enough to win, I mean, that's not going to ride in the playoffs.
Agreed.
Sure.
I'm excited for this matchup for that reason, because I think it could go both ways, and I think it's going to be a really good game. I mean, that's the best part about this wild card weekend, in my personal opinion, is that all of these teams have a chance to win. I don't think that there's any game that's necessarily going to end up a blowout. There's a couple that, it looks like there's an early favorite, but I still don't think any team's necessarily out of it before the game even begins.
For sure. So, Wise, any other thoughts about your Super Wild Card matchup against the Minnesota Vikings?
Listen, as long as Daniel Jones don't turn the ball over, yes, and Saquon Barkley does what he does, and the defense comes in place, it showed showing me that second unit and everybody stepped up last week lets me know that he's gonna have everybody prepared.
Yeah, for sure. And like you said, almost a cool point where, hey, you slow the game down, and especially, and we know Saquon will go off on that defense as he did on Christmas Eve. So I think that's going to stay the same. I think that's be the constant that you'll probably see from that game 3 weeks ago. But yeah, definitely. Like I think the Giants, like I said, I think they're going to head up to the Turnpike and go to Philly next week. Just got that feeling.
Believe me, I live in Pennsylvania, so I'm surrounded by Eagle fans at work. I have my supervisor walking past me all day, making comments like, "Yeah, gotta get by Minnesota. You be seeing us next week."
Hey, at this point, I take it. If you're playing the third week of December, third week of January, you take it, regardless of who you playing. Hell, the 72 Dolphins, I'll be ready. So, wow, we got the other to finish to put a bow on the Super Wild Card weekend. We got the Cowboys and the Buccaneers. Very interesting, juicy nugget in a sense where last time that the Cowboys have won a road playoff game was January 17th, 1993. So, fellas, will the Cowboys do the impossible for the first time in 30 years? Your thoughts on this matchup? I'm gonna go with you first, Sam. What you got?
No, they will not. Unfortunately, I think that Tom Brady's gonna pull some magic out of the hat once again. I don't know how he's gonna do it quite yet. Unfortunately, this is a game that's just too up in the air for me to call. I do think, like I said, Tom Brady in the playoffs, you just can't bet against him. And then when you couple that with the fact that Dallas's record is what it is in the playoffs over the last 3 decades, most of my life, chances are we're going to see a Tom Brady victory this, I believe it's Monday night.
Yeah, Monday night, yep. All right, so, all right, cool. Let's say, what you got?
So I'm gonna say it like this: you got Rain Dakota Prescott, right?
Yeah,
missed 5 games, led the league in interceptions. You've got a defense that is not that good against the run. One of the strong points of Tampa Bay has been their running game this year. A lot of the receivers have been hurt. Tom Brady hasn't been the same, but the running game has been consistent. Tampa Bay got back their best defensive player. So that's going to be something that they have that they didn't have, the last couple of weeks. They still have some people to get back as well. I got this cough that wants to come out. I'm trying to fight it. But they're going to do everything they can to try to win this game if you're Tampa Bay. And If you breathe on Tom Brady, if you look at Tom Brady one, if it looks like you spit at Tom Brady, if you swipe at Tom Brady, if you touch Tom Brady's jersey, if your body makes contact with him in any way, shape, or form, if it looks like you did, if it feels like you did, if the referees might think that you did, if they get that call buzz down at them in their headset, like call that penalty, it's going to be some 15-yard penalties. And they're always going to be in key situations that benefit Tampa Bay. So all I'm going to say is, in order to win this game, if you're Dallas, you're going to have to be able to beat the referees. And no matter Jerry World funds are going to change this. And Tampa Bay. That's going to be hard to do when you're going to make mistakes yourself, and then the referees are going to do you like they did the Atlanta Falcons and give Tampa Bay the game or give them every opportunity. So for me, in order for Dallas to win this game, they have to go there and they have to beat Tampa Bay's grass early and often.
That being said, they had the ass whip last week.
Who did that? Wise? Can you fill people in?
By a third string quarterback.
QB1.
No, he's not a QB1 right now. He's not a QB1 yet. One game, don't anoint him.
Well, he is. I mean, Robert Vera announced that he was going to be QB1.
Technically, he did.
Yeah, that's breaking news, brother.
But anyway, yes, the Commanders did handle business. So it wouldn't surprise me if Dallas lost, because it's Dallas. They choke when it matters. They don't show up. They can win as many regular seasons games as they want. This is the time to show it. Now, if they're gonna do it, I don't think so. I think they're gonna choke like they usually do. But I can't. It's kind of hard for me, man. I really don't want to root for Tom Brady either.
Right.
I get it.
I get it. We all get it. Trust me. You're not alone, brother.
You know what's funny about it now is after so many years of him playing in the AFC, now the NFC feels the pain. You know, it was so many years the AFC ran through Tom Brady and the Patriots, and now it's the exact same thing in the NFC, it seems. No matter what, you always got to contend with him in the playoffs, even if he's 6-9 by the end of the season.
Yep.
So I just wanted to throw this out there real quick, but the Chargers just intercepted another pass by the Jaguars. They're now down 24-0. Chargers have the ball.
Call on the dogs.
Yeah,
call the
exactly.
dogs. Make y'all dinner plans. Get y'all trash bags, clean y'all lockers on Monday. It's a wrap.
Go ahead and set your cruises like that. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. get the first flight out of Jacksonville on Monday. Clean your locker. Get on out. Cancun on 3. It's over. So essentially, yeah, it's a wrap. Yeah, 28 can't come back off of that. But I like you said, it's kind of like you said. This is kind of like pick your poison. It's almost like, all right, like this matchup to me just speaks it. But I think last week was a really concerning for Dallas. I think even considering the fact the game really, like, Dak was horrible in that game. And no one can really make the excuse of where they really weren't playing for much. Well, you could have put in Cooper Rush. Like, they should have really put in Cooper Rush after, especially looking at your guys' games where, I mean, even though it was close, but Philly wasn't going to lose that game, like, for certain. So that was really concerning to me. And then you just look at that run game, looks pathetic against Washington last week. I think they only had like 2.4 like yards per carry, so that's alarming. And going into a game in Tampa is really a daunting task for them. So I look at that from that standpoint. And then you just look at Dallas, they got that blitz, but Tom Brady carves guys up in that blitz. Like I think they said he had 8 touchdowns and an over 102 quarterback rating against the blitz this year. So it's almost like, yeah, you can throw the kitchen sink all you want to, but you're gonna burn the kitchen down.
Listen, and they've got the confidence that they've already beaten Dallas.
Yeah, and that's true. And even with that, even though they was the 19-3 game in week 1, and that's the only thing where you just look at it from that standpoint of, and I think the key for potentially Dallas is essentially, give it to Schultz. You know, Dallas, Dalton Schultz and Tony Pollard. I think they'll be kind of their saving graces potentially, because you want to kind of get him in that short, immediate passing. Because like you said, Dak those interceptions. Like you said, he missed 5 games and was, but it's definitely gonna be an interesting game. But I definitely think the Buccaneers gonna win. So, but
so to answer the question from Mr. McCain's monologue, I am not rooting for either of them, but somebody's gonna win because it's the playoffs and we can't end it in a tie. That's pretty much my answer to that question.
Yeah.
Personally, I'm rooting for the Cowboys.
No, you're not.
I feel our chances are a lot better.
No, you're not. You're not rooting for the Cowgirls.
Oh, well, I mean, I want both of them to lose, but that's not a realistic possibility. And I like my chances a lot better against Dak Prescott, Mr. 2 interceptions a game, than I do Tom Brady, who will carve you up no matter who he's thrown to.
Exactly.
But guess what, sir?
And that's the scary thing.
But guess what?
Dallas.
If the Giants win, it doesn't matter. We wouldn't play whoever wins their game. The 49ers would. So I'd love to see the 49ers have to go out there and actually play against Tom Brady when he's getting calls, because he didn't get calls last time against him, and that's very irregular.
That's a great point. Maybe he knocks off the 49ers for us. But either way, man, if our options are the 49ers or Tom Brady and the Buccaneers, I'd almost rather face the Giants or the Cowboys.
I gotta be honest with you, man.
You think about
I don't care who it is that we play. I want the smoke. I want the smoke from whomever, because I don't want anyone to be able to say we had any easy route in the playoffs. I want to play. I wish we could play the 49ers the next round. I wish we could play them, you know what I'm saying, next Sunday, because I want to beat them. I want to beat Tampa Bay. Heck, I want to beat everybody, so I don't care. I'm not worried about matchups. I think we're the best team in the NFC, period. The record shows it, but also the play. The worst we played was when our starting quarterback, who should be at least an MVP candidate, was out. He's back. He's got 2 weeks to rest his shoulder. He's got some throws in. We're going to be ready. Lane Johnson's going to be back. He practiced the other day. So we're going to be full strength. So
yeah,
I'm not arguing with
you. I'm just saying.
I'm just trust me. You'll get the opportunity. You'll get the opportunity to cool in 2 weeks at 3:00 potentially. So I think you'll be fine. I think you can kind of want all the smoke. You're gonna get the smoke. So
bring it all.
You're gonna get it. You're gonna get it, and it's all good. So
just be careful what you ask for. That's all.
Yeah,
exactly.
Just be careful what you ask for.
I don't care what it takes. I just want another Super Bowl in Philly.
We're gonna have to defeat at least 2 difficult teams to win. So hey, let's get started next week. Either we good enough or we not. I think we're good enough. So
I'll put it this way. If I put it this way, I don't think if y'all win the Super Bowl, just have class this time. Please have class. Let's have class and dignity.
But last time was our first time, man. Since like the 60s. You can't blame us. I'm saying we ain't won us since the 60s. Like, how you expect us to act? How you gonna expect somebody who ain't been there before to act like they've been there before?
I can imagine how Jet fans are gonna act if they ever win.
God.
You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. We hadn't won a championship since the 60s. Of course we weren't gonna act like we've been there. Because we hadn't in our lifetime. You know what I'm saying? So now we've been there.
It's shiny.
We know how to like win and be like, all right, we won, parade, we happy, cool, boom. But now we understand. We did not understand before.
Exactly.
I was new with it. Yeah.
You got to give us a break, man. It's our first time in all our lifetimes.
I know.
You know what I'm saying?
It was
Right.
literally their first ever Super Bowl win. The last time they won, it wasn't called the Super Bowl.
That's how long ago it was.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The 1950s, 60 some odd years, almost 70 years. So yeah, I mean, definitely a great point there. Cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm saying, man. We'll be better this time. If we win, we'll do better.
But yeah, but I definitely got the future matchups. There's so many great like storylines that we're gonna discuss it during that point.
Yeah.
So we talked about the two wild card NFC East related matchups. We gotta talk about the team that's actually on the couch and actually got a game to play next week. So Sam and Cool, man, what are you guys' thoughts? Now just sitting on the playoff couch, just kind of peeping out what's going on in the playoff scene. You guys, your thoughts on this bye week?
I'll let Cool take this one first.
So, man, the playoff couch is very comfortable, right? It has the massaging capabilities. It has the body warmer. It's got the recliner. You can put your legs up. You get snacks. You know what I'm saying? You get custom food from the chef, and only 2 people are there, right? So it's only us and the Chiefs there. You know what I'm saying? So we got our own areas of the couch. You can straw out your blanket if you want a little blanket to put on. You want some extra pillows. All that stuff is there. It's an amazing place to be, right? But come about midweek next week, we getting off the couch. We unplugging it. You know what I'm saying? And we heading out. We're not even thinking about ever being on that couch again until everyone's on the couch. But what's enjoyable is you get an extra week to plan. You get an extra week for guys to get healthy. And these are things that are important to the Eagles because I don't feel like Jalen Hurts is injured any longer, but he still could be a little hurt, right? I mean, you hurt your shoulder. You're probably not injured to the point where you can't play, but you do probably have to play through some pain. So having this extra rehab week, Lane Johnson, back on the field. We may even get back Avonte Maddox. That's a strong possibility as well. So we could be whole come this playoff game because of this extra week. And that's why it was so important, even though we barely slid through by the skin of our teeth, that we did beat the Giants because it gave us what was needed for us to try to be as complete as possible. Remember during our last run, we had a lot of backups playing because we had a lot of guys that were done for the season. So if we're able to do that with our backups, I'm hoping that having everyone is going to make a difference, and we're going to be able to go out there and show that midseason team where we was clicking on all gears, no injuries, we were looking good, we were playing like the number 1 seed, right? We've regressed a little bit, but you also have to think about we still only lost 3 games. So if we lost 3 games, but we regressed back to the pack, how good was everybody else playing that's at the top of the pack at the end of the year? That's another thing to keep in mind because most years already having 12 wins, 13 wins, 12 wins would have gotten you the number 1 seed and a bye, no problem. The fact that we had to win another game, right? The fact that we had to be 14-3 in order to be there, that shows how good record-wise, at least, the rest of the NFC was. So the thing is, we get the rest time. We get the time to hopefully put a good game plan together. We get the time to actually – we won't know who we're playing, but we can eliminate Seattle. So we don't have to think about Seattle when we're putting together a game plan because we know that that's not a possibility. Now we just have to figure out if it's going to be the Giants or if it's going to be the winner of the Bucks and the Cowboys. We played 2 of those 3 teams this year. And the other team we remember because they whooped our butts and put us out of the playoffs last year. So if we do play the Bucks, I'm expecting a little bit of a revenge factor. If we play Dallas, it'll be the first time this year that we play with both of our starting quarterbacks. If we play the Giants, this is the 3rd game. But that second one for the Giants doesn't count because they didn't even play their starters. This is how I look at it. But whoever we play, we got to beat them. We want to succeed. It doesn't matter. You know what I'm saying? You put out there the 1972 Dolphins against us. Got to beat them. It doesn't matter. Let's go. Flag will fly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love what you said there. I mean, obviously, this bye week was incredibly important with the way that Jalen Hurts got injured there late in the season. We all know that it wasn't a massive injury, and we all know that if it was a playoff game, he probably would have played the following week. I personally would have started him that week, but that's okay. With this week, he gets that extra week of rest. He was obviously ready to play last week against the Giants, although he was very limited. So I think it's crucial. It's absolutely crucial to our overall success going forward. Not to mention that, but the home field advantage, that can't be overstated as well. I mean, the fact that the playoffs run through Philly, assuming that we win next week, I mean, that is without a doubt the biggest advantage for Philadelphia this season. I mean, Jalen Hurts is unbelievable at home. He likes to play in front of that home crowd. So looking forward to, like I said, the playoffs running through Philly for the rest of the NFC playoff run.
For sure.
Absolutely.
Any thoughts on our NFC East brethren?
Don't do not pull that.
Okay. Oh, I was getting, yeah, I agree too. But, I mean, hey, it's have a bad week. I mean, like you said, it's incredible. Like especially to kind of nurse the injuries, just take yourself some time and kind of just you need. It's like, to me, it's a reward for how good season's gone for you guys. So hey, why not? What about your thoughts, Wise?
Oh man, I'm sorry guys, but I gotta keep an eye on them. But it's the Eagles. Eagles deserve the number 1 seed. They've been playing the best football all year, at least in the NFC. They could have made it a little bit easier on themselves had they played Hurts against the Saints and won that game and just taken a break against the Giants. But hey, Cool said it best earlier. He said if they don't fix up the mistakes as far as play calling goes, they're gonna lose. Yeah, because now it's the playoffs. You can get away with that in the regular season, but now in the playoffs, you can't make those same mistakes. You can't make the same play calling mistakes where it's gonna cost you the game.
Yeah, big time. Yeah. So we talked about pretty much essentially the 3 teams that have made the playoffs from the NFC East. We got to talk about another team that's actually on the couch and is going to be on the couch permanently for the rest of the postseason, and it will all be undefeated after February the 13th. Thank goodness for that. So, what's maybe for the last time, guys, let's talk some Commander football, guys. So we're gonna just I know we want to talk about essentially just the off-season outlook for this team. I would go with my NFC East brethrens first, kind of get you guys' take on what you guys think about the offseason and what could this Commanders team do to be in this playoff party in 2024 potentially. So, go you first. Cool. What you got?
Y'all need to quickly, swiftly eject Carson Wentz from your locker room and from your team. That's the first thing you need to do. Y'all got to figure out what's going to happen ownership-wise and get it done, because I think there's a cloud looming over the organization as a whole. If Snyder's going to stay, then he's going to stay. If he's going to leave, then get it done, right? Just because you no longer have that problem. You have, I think, a good wide receiver group, right? I think you have solid running backs. Obviously, we can all use linemen. You can always use depth on your line, especially a tackle. Tackles seem to get hurt quite a bit now in the league, falling on somebody's leg, getting ran over, getting put in an awkward position or whatever. So always backup linemen. I think the biggest thing for you guys is figuring out who's going to be QB1 next year. Whether you're going to try to turn the reins over to Sam Howell, is that going to be success year one? History has shown probably not. Maybe playoffs, but I don't think you can make a deep run with a new guy first time in the playoffs unless you can surround him with dynamic weapons. Now, maybe if you get another quarterback in there, maybe if you go with Howell, maybe he allows some of your weapons like Dotson, like Robinson out of the backfield, as well as running the ball, as well as Scary Terry, and several other guys to be better. So maybe that's the missing thing. But I will say 100%, do not, under any circumstances, bring Carson Wentz back into your locker room or your organization. Allow that negative juju to be gone and not be a part of your team. Get the ownership taken care of, get your quarterback situation taken care of, and address your defensive issues in the draft and free agency. Right? You're not a terrible team, but obviously you can use some upgrades, make the right moves, whether it's through the draft, if it's condensing picks to say, hey, we really want this guy, but we're scared that by the time we pick, he's not going to be there in round 1, round 2, whatever. Don't be scared to make some moves. Get the guys who you target, the guys who you covet, and make your team better through the draft and free agency. That's the way y'all can improve. You were right there, and you did let me down, but I knew you would let me down because you put in Carson Wentz.
Oh, man, I don't want to discuss that. That was the dumbest move of the year. Sam, your thoughts?
Well, once again, Cool took the words right out of my mouth. I personally think that Sam Howell should have been in that game where Carson Wentz started. I mean, if you had any question about removing Taylor Heineke, you've already benched Carson Wentz. What do you have to lose by playing Sam Howell? Absolutely nothing, because you knew you were going to lose that game if Carson Wentz was starting. I mean, I'm sorry. It's just, he's broken. It is what it is. It's over. It's done with. As one of my coworkers at USFL News Hub says, he is now entering the Andy Dalton stage of his career, where he's going to be nothing more than a backup for the rest of his life. And people are just going to have to get used to it. I personally, if I'm Washington, like Cool said, I'm getting him away from me as fast as possible, even if I don't get anything back. Just send him packing, because at the end of the day, there's a million different veteran quarterbacks you could bring in here that could be a good bridge to the next quarterback. If that's Sam Howell next season or the season after that, if I don't know how it would work, but go back to Taylor Heineke long term, something like that. I mean, regardless, I think you need a veteran in there that can lead the ship and kind of steady the organization in what is probably going to be a transition period, given the expected potential sale of the team.
Yeah. What you got, Wise?
Oh yeah. I'm sorry, but for me, it's they got so many questions, man. They got ownership questions, quarterback questions. They have some great receivers. They got Scary Terry, Samuels had some big games late in the season, especially against us. Dotson looks like he's going to be an exciting player to have. Then you got the running backs. They got some pretty solid running backs. It's like every team out there, they need that quarterback. Like for me, it was we didn't know what we had in Daniel Jones, because he went through so many systems. We found him a head coach that knew to use his skill set.
Yeah.
I don't know if honestly, I don't really know if Ron Rivera is the coach for you guys anymore.
Yeah, and that's to me the telltale sign of a Daniel sign selling the team. He didn't fire Ron Rivera, because that's pretty much going to be the next owner's job. And he's going to get that 1 year to do his thing. His biggest offseason acquisition is going to have to be the offensive coordinator. I know they're trying to look at Jim Caldwell. I'm hoping they're looking for a guy like a Pep Hamilton. And Sam, you might remember, I think he's done a great job. You look at what Justin Herbert, I attribute a lot of his early success through Pep Hamilton. And then even if you look at from XFL standpoint, pre-COVID, you look at what he did with DC with Cardale Jones. I think he did a great job with Cardale Jones. So I think he could do a great job for Sam Howell or whoever's our bridge quarterback. I think it's to a point, I think Carson Wentz, that experiment is done. I don't think he's going to come back. I mean, regardless, like you said, they're going to give, if they take a hit, a cap hit, they'll take it because of just that simple fact. But yeah, Ron Rivera, this will be his last year as the head coach of the Washington Commanders. I mean, for sure, because I know it's crazy how he's in the same position like he was in Carolina, where Jared Richardson became like the lame duck owner, the Teppers end up buying the Panthers, and the same thing will happen to him. And I think if he gets off to a bad start, if he starts like maybe 0-4, 0-5 or whatever, he's gone. Like I can see him potentially be gone before Thanksgiving of this calendar year. So I definitely think obviously O-line. I think definitely O-line is going to be the biggest key because now you just look at just the teams that we face twice a year. I mean, the defensive line has been solid. So you look at now the Giants are now coming up with that. So that's another kind of a key factor as well. And the linebackers, we definitely need to get some linebackers in because I'm not sure if they're going to re-sign Cole Holcomb or what have you. So coupled with the Jamie Davis. So I definitely think the biggest thing is going to be the offensive coordinator. And like you said, I think the owner's going to be the owner. Whoever's going to be there, it's going to be a headline, but hey, that's just going to be a great identity going forward. Whoever's going to be the new owner, hopefully, he won't run the franchise to the ground and won't have no what's the mascot name, Tutty, whatever. We won't have none of those type of situations and nothing that's crazy. But it's a lot of stuff that's going on with this team, and you know what? I'm glad Washington made the playoffs because they, in that stretch, they had opportunities to play against playoff caliber teams. The ball. So I want this team to slide in and see what's going on this week. I don't want to be like the Chargers that's about to put Pagon. They probably another score away from putting CJ Beathard in the game. It's getting that ugly. So you don't want to be in that type of predicament. I'd rather be sitting on the couch and have secondhand embarrassment than actually being out of the game and being really embarrassed. So
I have a question. I have to ask you, Couch Coach, before we go any further. How do you feel about Porky the Commander?
I hate it. I'm like, to me, it's like you could.
Is that the mascot name?
Mascot, the Hawk. No, it's Tutty, ain't it? Right? I thought it was Mr. Tutty or something.
Whatever you call him, he is Porky the Commander.
I mean, he looked like a Porky, like Porky the Pig. It's embarrassing. Like
they're trying to, I guess, in reference to the Hogs.
Heritage of the Hogs. Yeah, which is embarrassing. It's like, it's embarrassing. It's like you see that mascot, you think yourself, oh, I might get a ticket for a free barbecue sandwich.
Is it worse? Is it worse than the Browns? Is it worse than the Browns mascot?
Yes. It's worse than any mascot in NFL in sports history. Like
sports history.
I've never seen a mascot
have y'all seen it?
That crazy.
No. It's bad. It's bad.
It's bad.
It is really bad. I saw it, and the first thing I thought was, "Oh man, Martin Couch Coach gonna be mad." That's the first thing I thought. Like when I saw, I didn't even laugh first. My first thought was, "Dang, Martin Couch Coach gonna be real mad at that." That's how bad it was. I didn't think it was funny.
And I hate that they did that. I'm like, oh, like, and that's another thing where it's like you got to read the room. Like, who are in these rooms making these decisions? That's the thing that scares me about all this. It's like, who is in these rooms? And that's why I'm so glad that we about to get a new owner. Like, you gotta invite some people in these rooms. You can't. Who would have approved this mascot in the name of it? No one. I thought it was a joke. I literally thought it was a joke. I kid you not. And then I'm like, oh, this is for real.
Yo, I saw it right because I was watching. Like, you know how they do I think it was on ESPN. They was doing the show where they replay it, talk about all the games. So talking about the Commanders, and they said, and the Commanders unveiled their new mascot, right? Oh, so as soon as they said it, they put on the screen, all you heard was a bunch of laughing in the background. Bruh, I saw it. I was like, no. Martin. I honestly, the first thought I said was Martin, the Couch Coach, going to be hot. Bruh, it's terrible. Like,
when did they unveil this?
It was like a week or two ago. A couple of weeks ago, they unveiled it. It was terrible.
Wow.
Everybody
Talk
I know
about
that's
some
a
weird
Commanders
timing.
fan.
I haven't heard. I didn't even know.
Yeah, it's terrible, bro. It's terrible.
Why would you unveil a mascot the last week of the season? Why wouldn't you
don't
do
know.
that the
It was
first
like-
You
week?
did
I think it was
earlier in the
like-
season.
Yeah, I think it was like I don't think it was last week. I think it was like the week before that. It was a couple of weeks ago, I think.
It don't matter. It's,
terrible.
Either way,
towards the,
like,
it's still the end of the season.
Yeah, it's still the
that's
NFC, don't
really
get me wrong, yeah.
weird. It's so
Yeah.
weird.
You
That
would've
should be a
thought they would've-
beginning of the
that's
season
what
thing.
they would have rolled out at the beginning of the season to get them going. Like,
Yeah, preseason. You would think.
Yeah, I'm gonna put it. I'm gonna see if I can send it to the chat if I can find the thing. I don't have the control to be able to put it here, but I can send it to the chat for y'all to see if I can find it here. Yeah, it's Major Tutty is his name.
Major Teddy.
Major Tutty. And let me
Hey, at
see
least
if-
it's
So,
better
so
than
he
Porky, I
was right.
guess.
So coach was right.
and you got to see like I'm gonna see if I can find like the one they show. Oh yeah, there it is. Oh boy. All right, let's see. I want y'all to see it so we can get a reaction from y'all. But y'all got to see this. This should put it. Got to do this. Should it show it? Or if not, at least yeah. There you go.
Where you put it in the chat?
I put it in the chat, bro. I can't put it over here because I would have control to put it over here.
Yeah,
On the couch
okay.
supposed to be able to do that. Yeah.
I don't see it.
You can't do it here? I thought you could do a present or a present.
I can't because I'm not in control.
Yeah, you can.
Oh, I can?
Yeah. If you
Yeah.
got it downloaded to your computer, you can upload it as a slide.
I don't have it downloaded. Let's see. But did y'all see it?
Or you can even
Yeah.
share your screen. I haven't seen it. Yeah, you should be able to share your screen.
Do this.
I'm back in. Yeah.
Couch, can you pull up the mascot?
Major
for us?
Teddy. What? Yours correct. His name is Teddy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Tutty. Yeah. Let
Yeah,
me,
I put a picture in the chat, but I can't.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh Jesus! Don't do this to me. All right, let me. Look, let me be the brunt of the jokes.
awesome.
Hey,
Hey, it's not you, man. You didn't do this. You didn't do this, sir.
Yeah, it's not your fault.
I know, right?
They had to distract us somehow, right?
Yeah.
All right.
If this was
This
for
is.
distraction
Let
purposes-
me get Tutty.
while this getting
And
Tutty
Tutty
up,
got
man,
a
I
little
just want to
gut.
say like he does.
Oh,
While we getting I just want to say that I think we had a great season as a division. Like a lot of people coming into the season, NFC leads, a lot of trash talk about the NFC East, right? You're gonna respect us as a beast. Whatever happens in these playoffs, you're gonna respect this division as a beast, right? And I only see things getting better as the teams get better. We all have good draft picks. Thanks to the Panthers, we have a top 10 pick. Appreciate you, Carolina. But it's just going to get better. And I think this is a division that's going to get back to what we were. We had some downtime. Everybody has that down cycle. But I think ours is over. And I've seen the Eagles schedule for next year. And there's some hard games on there. But guess what? So we had hard games
That's
2 years
Tutty.
ago when we made the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? So
let me.
it is what it is.
There we go.
I think I got it.
That's Teddy.
That's Tutty. Oh,
That's
Tutty.
Tutty,
Yeah,
bro.
that's it. That's Tutty, man.
That's
And all
Tutty,
his
bro.
glory. And all his glory.
That's
Yeah, he got a
pretty
little
bad.
gut too. You know, but
I mean, if
yeah,
you're gonna be a pig, right?
I'm
Or a
like,
hog.
I'm thinking, yeah, and right. It should have been just call him the hog, but
Teddy, the commander.
yeah,
Hey,
who
Coach,
said that?
is
Teddy
that
the Commander?
is that your like your,
Major
cover
Teddy?
photo?
Huh?
Is that your cover photo? You see how in the back it says "From the couch to a DC legend"? Thank you for.
Oh no, I didn't see
that
that.
last
You know
line
what?
right
I didn't
there.
know that. Oh gosh. You know what? I didn't even know that. That's just
You
wow.
should
Shout
use
out
that.
I know. I'm
With
telling
Major
you.
Teddy.
I'm telling you. I'm
No.
gonna.
What up, Sue?
I'm gonna pull. Yeah, I'm gonna pull a copyright on that thing.
Hey, wait a minute. That's my name.
Right.
Can't use that.
But
That's
so,
awesome.
but right. But yeah, that's Teddy. That's enough for the comedy hour. So.
Gentlemen,
yeah.
I have to
Oh,
leave.
Lord.
The wife
Okay.
needs some help with the grandkids,
No.
but
For
No
sure.
problem, sir. Appreciate
Have a
you
great
hopping
night.
on,
good
Have a
man.
great night,
luck. Good
man.
luck to the rest of the. Next week. Good luck to you guys. Hopefully
Definitely.
it's us. Hopefully it's us against y'all.
Yeah.
But so far it's been a
Yeah.
great season, man. Been a great season.
Oh yeah.
It has been, man.
Historic.
Been excited
One
to
of
be
the
here.
historic season. Yep.
And if the
We all
Now we
Commanders
just
finish
gotta
above
finish it
500.
off.
it would have been
Yeah.
historic.
We just gotta finish it off
Yeah.
with one of the either the Giants or the Eagles winning. No Dallas. Then we'll never hear the
the
end
hope.
of it.
With that.
But we went above 500. So hey, I mean, we all at 500 or better. So I mean, hey, it's
That's
still a great year.
True.
I mean, hey,
That's-
I'll take my
For the most-
881.
For the most part, towards the end of the season, we were
Yeah,
all at least in the playoffs picture. So
for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
all right, my brothers, let me head out of here.
All right,
Good
well, I
night, man.
appreciate it. Good luck tomorrow, man.
All right, thanks. Later.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I'll be watching, bro. I'll be watching.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah. Yeah, but I take my 881 and be happy with it.
It was a good season, though. Honestly, like it was a good
Yeah.
season. I don't think a lot of people expected any of us to be as good as most of us were, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I think you may have expected the Dallas Cowboys to be the best team in the division, but I don't think you expected the Eagles to improve as much as they did, or you guys or the Giants. So, always work to do. You can always get better, but if you're starting from a point of strength, it's easier to continue to build versus, starting from the bottom. So that's always a positive, I think.
Agreed.
For sure. Oh, yeah, for sure. Yeah. So I know we had our final topic. I know we want to discuss kind of some potential future potential division matchups. So who want to take a first stab at what we think could potentially happen before we go on air next week?
Sam, I'll let you take this one, sir.
Anyone?
Who,
me?
Well,
Sam.
If everything breaks down the way we were talking about earlier, and we end up having to face the Giants, that'll be a very interesting matchup. That obviously we swept them in the regular season, but it was neither win was very encouraging per se. So it would be an interesting matchup for sure. I think we ultimately still come out with a victory in that one. And then as far as the other game goes, I really highly favor Tampa Bay to beat Dallas. Although, like I said, I am rooting for Dallas to ultimately win that game. And if they have to go into San Francisco and face them, I think either team that wins that game is going to have a really tough matchup with San Francisco trying to get through them. I really think that right now we are really angling to see the 49ers versus the Eagles in the NFC Championship game. Just the way everything's shaping up, these two teams have been a step above everybody else, and I don't think that's going to change anytime soon.
Yeah.
Yeah, the 49ers have won, 11 straight after tonight. So, they're everybody's darling team now. I don't have a problem with that because we did end the season differently than I would have liked. So I understand why people may want to now, try to discredit the Philadelphia Eagles. But just remember something, man. One game at a time, definitely. But I think the two matchups that we could have, obviously, or the three matchups, we're either going to play the Giants, which I would welcome. I'm cool with playing the Giants. If the Vikings win, then we know the Vikings will be playing the 49ers next week. So then we would have the winner of the Bucks Cowboys game would be who we're playing. So we have a probability still to play three teams. I think that the Giants win. So I think it's going to be the Giants. But if the Giants don't win, I think Tampa Bay is going to win. So then it's going to be Tampa Bay. So if the Giants lose, I think we're going to get to a point where we're only going to have one NFC East team left, and that'll be the Eagles. I don't see the Cowboys winning. Their history says they can't win those games. They could prove me wrong, and if they prove me wrong, hey, they do. Another team to face. I'm with it either way. But I think Giants winning makes things interesting because then you get the Cowboys, a probability the Cowboys or the Bucs going to play the 49ers. And Purdy didn't look that solid in the first half. He came alive in the second half. But if you're playing against a team that can capitalize a little bit better on your poor play in the first half and put points up on you, you may see a different game with San Francisco. And I know we could talk about, he's had a week, so he's better now. Let's be real. Most quarterbacks need a gut-wrenching whooping in the playoffs before they really get to the point where they get better. But honestly, it's going to be hard to get by playoff Tom Brady and the referees. You're playing Bucs, Tom Brady, and the referees. That's a hard to overcome for any team, and that's just as honest as it gets.
You thought Sam? Wait about this week? Next week potentially?
I already went, man. It's your turn.
Oh, that's right. Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah. Yeah. But and I definitely think, and it's funny where we could potentially see a rematch of that December 11th game where Tampa Bay got demolished by San Francisco, and it's funny to think that in theory, and this may be a great storyline. So if you hear this from in the Tampa Bay newspaper, you heard it here first. That Mr. Irrelevant ends Mr. Irrelevant season. So, I mean, in a sense where I definitely think Tom Brady is using that as motivation. I think if they go back to San Francisco, Tampa Bay's going to win that game. Like, I got a strange feeling like I definitely think Tom Brady in his head, I know he replayed that loss on December 11th and like, look, he's not gonna beat me again. I'm not gonna get eliminated by the last pick in the draft of this year. I can just see Tom Brady in the sports sociopath. I'm not saying he's a sociopath in general. Don't clip this. A sports sociopath, where I think I can see that fuels him and that'll motivate him. And then that obviously we got the Giants. I think potentially the Giants and the Eagles, the NFC East divisional round playoff, which I think that's definitely gonna happen. It's gonna definitely be closer than the real one that we really count as far as the matchup. So I just look at it just from that standpoint. I definitely think that's gonna potentially be the deemed as the Final Four, and I think we're on a collision course for a potentially Tampa Bay, Philadelphia NFC Championship game. So I look at that. Even though I still have San Francisco, I had San Francisco coming out the NFC to play the Bills in the Super Bowl. But I don't know, this Tom Brady wrinkle thing has got me kind of like, this Tom Brady ankle. Yeah.
San Francisco's not beating us. You can book it, you can cut it, you can do whatever you want with it. San Francisco is not beating us.
I don't think
neither is the Giants or Tampa Bay or the Cowboys.
Run that.
Book that as well. Run that. Book that. Run it. Stamp it. Go make your bets off that one.
Catch me outside.
I think we got our new trailer for the NFC Beast right there.
Right. Yeah.
I do have a question for you guys. Did you guys see that report today? I think it came out today or yesterday that Tom Brady might be the next quarterback of the San Francisco 49ers. Everybody's saying if he's available, the 49ers are going to be interested.
I don't know. I think it's too much money. I don't think they want to pay that much for Tom Brady, especially when you got a guy like a Brock Purdy who potentially may be going to Philadelphia in 2 weeks. Potentially, I wouldn't take the chance on Tom Brady, especially you got a guy like Brock Purdy who's what. I wouldn't take a chance on the quarterback who's born in 1977. Then you got a quarterback who's born in 1999, who's in the divisional round. The math is not math for me.
Yeah, I don't think it makes sense because of how well Purdy has played, even if you have to wait a while. Or if you do go back to Trey Lance, I don't know what their thought process would be depending on what Purdy does this year. If you even go back to Trey Lance, so you just say we're gonna roll with Purdy. But I think either way, I don't really see the logic to bring in Tom Brady and basically say, hey, Brock Purdy, you won all these games, you took us to the playoffs, you at least got to the divisional round. Go sit down and watch this guy play. Also, I do think Tom Brady's going to be available. I don't think he wants to go back to Tampa Bay. And I will say this, just off topic, but still concerning Tom Brady. There's a lot of people that talk about how Tom Brady's the GOAT, Tom Brady's this, Tom Brady's that. So I want to point out that if he does leave Tampa Bay and go to another team, whether he wins a championship or not, he's the LeBron James of the NFL.
Yes, 100%.
And my personal thoughts on LeBron is, why do you have to go 3-4 different places to win? Why can't you stay and have the longevity in one place and win, like a Joe Montana did, who I think is the GOAT, like Michael Jordan did, who I think is the GOAT? One of many reasons, but just want to point that out. But I think he will have a New Jersey on next year because I think he realizes that Tampa Bay is not going to be able to continue to get guys to come and play for less just to play for him in a championship. I don't think we're going to see that moving forward there. So I think it's going to be a change of scenery for Tom Brady. I don't think it'll be San Francisco, but hey, you never know.
I think it's going to be Las Vegas with his longtime best bud, Josh McDaniels. I think that's going to be Lil Bill saving grace, because Lord knows if he can't get it with Tom Brady, he won't put out the league as far as being a head coach. Lil Bill. Yeah, Lil Bill gonna get his boy for sure. And we talk about Josh McDaniels and Lil Bill. All Bill's assistants I call Lil Bills.
They definitely are.
If they team me.
I kind of already answered this question. I want whoever's going to give us the easiest matchup. I'm the opposite of cool. I want a Super Bowl victory. However it's going to come, I don't care if we're playing the Seattle Seahawks, the San Francisco 49ers, whoever's going to give us the easiest win. I'm okay with it.
I don't blame you for that at all. I don't mind that at all, man.
Yeah. I don't either.
Like I said, I just want to see another Super Bowl victory.
You just want to win, like regardless of who you play.
Yeah,
hell, exactly. Right, exactly. Is the Bears playing?
I get it. No, I get it. I'm just I'm a little hyped, man. I feel a lot of like, even within the fan base to a certain extent, but definitely within the fan bases, wait till y'all play the 49ers. That's going to be the end of y'all. Oh, wait till y'all play this team. Oh, you play the Giants for a third time, you're going to be in trouble. Oh, you play Dallas. Dallas beat you last time. Oh, you're going to be in trouble. You play Tampa Bay. There's no way you're going to win. They beat you last year. Guess what? We always the underdogs. I wouldn't have it any other way. Don't ever pick the Eagles. Just do me a favor. All y'all haters, don't ever change. I don't care if we go out there and we demolish whoever we play and we win 100-7. Do not pick the Eagles. Yeah. Stay doing what you're doing, because we already know no one likes us. We don't care. We feed off of. We want you not to like us, so don't ever like us.
Exactly. Those underdog masks are just chilling, waiting to come back out.
Yeah.
It's just a little hard to pull them out when you're, the first seed is all.
For sure. But yeah.
You wear them in the back, and then you come out, you take them off.
And I want to point something out for anybody who's saying the 49ers are just going to roll over us. Our defense might be one of the few teams in the league that can match up with that offense. If you think about it, we got Darius Slay that can cover Deebo Samuel. We got Kaiser White that can match up with George Kittle. The run game doesn't scare me. I mean, Christian McCaffrey's awesome, don't get me wrong, but at the same time, we've got a solid run defense. Defensive ends that know how to set the edge and get wide when they need to. So I personally, doesn't concern me. Like I said, I would like to get a victory, whoever it comes against.
Now I respect Sam's philosophy. You know what I'm saying? Because, hey, at the end, we want the same thing, right? We're just talking about the path to getting there. We both want the same thing. Sam's not saying, "Oh, if we don't have easy opponents, we can't win." Sam's just saying, "Hey, if we can get easy teams to beat, I'll roll with that." And I dig that. But I just would like to be able to squash the doubters, right?
Yeah.
Because there's not a quarterback that Jalen Hurts is going to face in these playoffs until the Super Bowl that you put up against him and what he's done this year. You say that quarterback's better. Because Tom Brady has not put up Jalen Hurts numbers this year. Mac Jones has definitely not put up numbers this year. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And Dak Prescott definitely hasn't put up the numbers this year. So all I'm saying is in the NFC and Brock Purdy, I mean, he's been great the few games he's played, but he ain't put it up no whole season.
And I think whoever y'all play or whoever y'all face, there's always going to be some type of built-in excuse. Like, so to me, it's like, hey, like Sandpoint, I'm here. I'm just gonna go to the path that's given to us. I'm not going, like you said, sit and lament. Because like you said, because people are always gonna say, because you're gonna, and that's the thing about sports and just anything championship team level teams, you are always gonna have situations where you're gonna get the luck of the draw. Like some things just gonna fall into your lap, and it's just fate. So like you like you said, because say if you do play San Francisco, and that what's the first thing they're gonna say? Well, he was a 7th round pick. He shouldn't even.
He was Mr. Irrelevant,
yeah. Right? But he went all way, like you said. If he goes here, then he'll probably beat maybe potential Tampa Bay, or the Vikings.
Mm-hmm.
But so if he's got there and won 2 playoff games already in his rookie year, and then they'll say that same thing. Well, this and all kind of stuff. Let it be Tom Brady. Beat Tom Brady. Well, he ain't got the same team that he had when he beat Kansas. When they when they beat Kansas City in the Super Bowl. So you can always get excuses. You just gonna always find haters. Like, so to me, like you said, at the end of the day, who gonna host that Lombardi? Who gonna care about the path of how you made it 5 years ago? Who even remembers when y'all won 4 years ago? What was your path? Honestly, I mean, yeah, but I'm just saying the haters. I'm talking about the haters.
No, I get it.
The people who will hate on the success. So I'm like, hell.
But the thing too is, Couch Coach. So if you really look at it, I wouldn't mind a little test within the NFC, because we look over the AFC, it's probably gonna be like Buffalo, Kansas City. It's gonna be a team that's gonna test you. So let's see if we can handle it early. You know what I'm saying?
It'll be that boy Josh Allen.
That's fair.
I don't know, boy. They like that boy. They like that boy Mahomes over there a lot. And if they do play, it's not gonna be a home game for Kansas City. They gotta go. They're gonna be down in Atlanta.
Yeah, it's gonna be in the A. We get a chicken sandwich for like $5. Oh, my bad. Let me stop talking like that. I'm talking a little bit.
You ain't lying though. There's no lie though.
I like.
I used to live there. Ain't no lies though.
I like.
Oh man.
But yeah, I know it's true. That's gonna. Oh man, and then you think about they gonna be in a dome. Well, be in the enclosed potentially. They may let the top off in the bench, but that's gonna be a game. Oh,
yes, it's going to be fun to watch. It's going to be a shootout for sure.
Yeah.
Neither of those teams. I mean, well, Buffalo's got a defense. KC, they're all right, but they're not going to stop Buffalo.
Yeah, he ain't got to worry about the weather. That's another thing too. Where that's gonna be a track meet.
That's gonna be good for Josh Allen's injury to his arm playing this side of the dome.
Yeah,
agreed
for sure.
I was going to say, quick update. The Jaguars scored before halftime, so it's 27-7. They got the ball. Chargers are all of a sudden not looking very good on offense. So all of a sudden the game's really interesting again.
And look, if nothing on shaking the fourth quarter, you better put in CJ Beathard and let Trevor Lawrence lead his game healthy.
Well, Trevor Lawrence is the first player in history to have 4 interceptions in the first half in a playoff game. They just said on the screen, so that's kind of crazy.
Congratulations,
he came
Trevor
back
Lawrence.
And threw a touchdown already. So
congratulations, congratulations! Everyone's proud of you.
Yeah, exactly. Talk
Oh,
about a
my
record
goodness.
you don't want to hold.
Exactly.
Way to go,
That record
WP.
just as long as his hair.
Good job,
Yeah.
WP.
Right.
Apparently,
Yeah.
a guy for the playoffs. Good job.
They're still in it. We'll see what happens, though.
But yeah, so we'll put a bow on this episode this week, fellas. Before we head on out, any final thoughts? Any more smoke sessions that you want to kind of ignite again? Cool.
I'm gonna chill in the smoke sessions. I'm gonna save some for next week.
Okay.
But just remember, who wants to smoke?
Oh, we know.
I want to shout out Sports Empire Network. I did an interview today for our new breed, where we interview high school, college athletes. I interviewed a young gentleman, high school in 10th grade. So that'll be out premiering on Friday with a couple of other ones. And we kind of want to do it where it's, a thing where we got a couple drop for you at the same time. So be on the lookout, man. Some big things happen over there. Always shout out my one of my co-hosts on the Eagles Elite podcast, Miss Swoop. That's of course Wednesday nights, 8:30 p.m. EST. And if you're in any sports group that I'm in, you know about that because you see a post every week. I'm like, if you don't want me to post about it, I'm like, if you don't want me to post about it, kick me out. If you leave me out, it's coming, right?
Yep.
And then of course, Matchup Madness on Tuesday nights on playcallsportstalk.com/live. Same thing on Friday nights, 7:30 p.m. the Play Call Sports Talk show, also on playcallsportstalk.live. And of course, y'all know where to find me on Saturdays, right here in the spot. NFC Beast, we go as long as we have a team to talk about. When everybody's done, we done.
Yeah, we might
right
have it
after
up
the
into
Super Bowl.
February. Yeah, maybe
We
our
may.
Super Bowl potentially.
We may. Let's hope so.
I'm hoping.
Yeah.
I'm hoping. I wanted that Super Bowl episode.
I do too.
The night
sir.
before.
I
Wow, the
want
night
that.
before. The night before towards Super Bowl Sunday. Yeah.
There you go.
Towards the night
There you
before
go.
Or
Super
Bowl.
Christmas.
Yeah.
I like
Yeah.
it.
Yes, sir.
For sure. For sure. All right. Sam, what you got?
I'm good, man. This was a great episode. I think I got all my thoughts out. The one thing I would say, and it's going to be kind of a hot take, is Brock Purdy. If you're riding that train, I hate to tell you this, but he's headed right back to the bench in 2023. He is nothing more than a backup and a game manager. He's a good one, but he's nothing better than a number two. So anybody who's got an illusion that he's going to be the starter in 2023, Brian Snow, I'm sorry, but it's not going to happen.
Did we name drop on
I don't think he really thinks that. I'm just kidding. He wants Jimmy G back, but he really likes Jimmy G. He wants him back. I don't think Jimmy G's back either. I think Kyle Shanahan realizes that he has to turn this team over to Trey Lance, or it's never going to happen. And he's gonna pull the plug in 2023 and give Lance the keys. And we'll see. It'll be interesting.
That would be a pretty bad disposition for Brock.
Love the play on words.
have to, right?
Yeah.
Just too easy.
For sure. It's like a shooting fish in a barrel. But once again, another great show, guys. NFC Beast, essentially the best conference in NFL history. I don't care what no one says. We bring it every week. And, so once again, another great show. Man, we will catch you next week on a divisional edition of the NFC Beast. I know we'll at least have maybe 3 teams, maybe next week, maybe 2. At least one. We'll have at least one. We know the Eagles will still be standing as of next week. But, we shall see.
We'll
and
have at least one.
You'll have at least one and be the Eagles.
Yeah.
So, that being said, man, once again, another great show. We'll catch you guys next week. This has been the NFC Beast, and we out.